What's good, YouTube? It's Jay here, and welcome to the channel. So, yeah, guys, so this channel's been in the works. Been planning on making this channel like months ago. Was procrastinating, but man, now we're here, man. No more procrastinating. It's time to get the work done, and start the channel off. We're gonna go ahead and talk about myself at a future video, but if you guys like basketball, sports content, football, maybe even like MMA stuff like that, go ahead and subscribe, man. I'm gonna be doing videos covering sports and different things like that on this channel. All right, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, and get me to 1,000 subscribers, man. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before the NBA season starts up again in December. So go ahead and like, subscribe, man, and let's get into the video. So to start off the channel, man, I have to hit you guys with some controversial content, something that might, make some some waves in the air, you feel me? And this subject right here is pretty much the talk that people have been debating about for the past, I want to say, 10 years, and that's the GOAT conversation. So how I'm going to be doing these videos, man, I'm going to be going over a few top players in NBA's history and doing individual videos on them and giving my pros and cons of their careers. Start this one off, man, I have to go ahead and talk about my favorite player ever, man. That's the great Kobe Bryant. So Kobe's been getting so much disrespect in the media and for the past, I want to say, 3 to 4 years since he retired. And I didn't have a platform. I didn't have a channel at that time to go ahead and discuss this stuff. I was just discussing this stuff with the homies, and we butt heads with our own opinions. But I personally think that Kobe is probably one of the most disrespected goats of our time. People, when they discuss who's the best player of all time, they always talk about LeBron and Michael Jordan, and they might add Kareem and Magic into the mix. They never add Kobe into the mix. And personally, as a Kobe fan, and not only as a Kobe fan, as an NBA basketball fan, I think that's so much disrespect thrown to Kobe. Me, I'm 25, so I was able to watch his games straight up, and I was aware of what was going on the court. Most kids nowadays grew up just seeing LeBron, so they have recency bias and they only see greatness from his point of view. They never seen Kobe or Michael Jordan or any of these other players play a game, and it seems like even with the internet at their access, they don't even go ahead and look for it. Hey, and that's no shade and no dirt thrown at LeBron. I love his greatness, and I feel like people disrespect LeBron almost worse than Kobe to a certain extent. But LeBron is still great. It's no shade thrown at him. I just feel like don't throw dirt on Kobe to make LeBron look good. You know what I'm saying? So the title of the video right here is "We Need to Put Respect on Kobe's Legacy," and what I'm gonna be doing by that is just going over his stats and seeing how he actually played. At during his time, during his prime, or throughout his whole career. So I'm gonna be comparing him to other players. I am gonna be covering up those other players on separate videos, but this video right here is just with Kobe and the best mind of interest. You know what I'm saying? Other players, they're not really gonna be. I'm not gonna be trying to defend them right here. So if y'all, y'all LeBron sexual fans out there, any MJ fans, is like, you catch offense to it, bro. Hey, don't even trip, bro. I'm gonna do videos on y'all players soon, bro. But this right here is Kobe's video. So we're not gonna talk about MJ right now. We're just gonna talk about straight up Kobe and LeBron. Some people consider LeBron the greatest player of all time. And when you ask LeBron fans, why isn't Kobe the best? One of the main things they bring up is LeBron has better stats than Kobe. And yeah, man, I agree. Kobe versus LeBron stats. LeBron has better stats. We get it. But when you actually look at the stats, it's not that big of a difference. So for their careers as of now, Kobe, obviously Kobe is retired, and unfortunately, Kobe passed away, so he's never going to be able to play basketball again. But as of now, Kobe's point per game was at 25 points per game. Is currently at 27.1. That's just for the career, by the way. Rebounds per game, LeBron is beating Kobe's 7.4 versus Kobe's 5.2. Assists is also in LeBron's favor, 7.4 versus Kobe's 4.7. Steals per game, LeBron has a slight lead, 1.6 versus Kobe 1.4. And blocks per game, LeBron has a 0.3 advantage, 0.8 versus Kobe 0.4. So when you look at these stats, LeBron is beating Kobe very, very minimally. And hey, I might have some bias. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not gonna like tell you guys that I'm not biased at all. I might have some bias first off because I am from LA, and two, I am a diehard Kobe fan, a Laker fan. I watched greatness, and I love to see everything he did for the city. But when you look at these stats, 25 points per game versus LeBron's 27 points per game, that's 2 points. That's two free throws. Rebounds per game, LeBron had two more rebounds. And assists per game, it was a bigger jump. LeBron had three more rebounds. Or if you round it up, LeBron had two more rebounds than Kobe. Which is not that crazy when you think about it. The thing that people fails to remember is that Kobe did play in one of the hardest, when I mean the hardest, but we played in the hardest conference ever, probably even worse than in the 90s, man. Kobe had to face players like Tim Duncan. He had to face players like the young OKC Thunder team. He had to face people like the Portland Trailblazers. He had to face the Spurs, the Mavericks. Pretty much once every couple days he will face a good great greatness teams that's full of Hall of Famers. And the East did have some good teams. When you think about it, at the top of your top of your mind, you don't really think about that much teams outside of Orlando. Orlando and the Celtics were probably the top teams to hop in mind, but they did have to deal with the Heat. They did have to deal with the Pistons from time to time, and it was some teams that were decent that kind of had like a kind of a that gave LeBron an issue that was actually good, good teams. But the point is that Kobe faced way tougher competition on a day in day out basis, and when you look at the end of his career, he lost two finals. He went 5-2 in the finals. In the West with the same team, didn't join teams, and one of the things that people like to bring up is for three of those championships he got carried by Shaq. The thing about that is, yeah, Shaq had a big impact. Kobe was just a baby at that time, but Kobe when Shaq it was just, I forgot what game it was. I think it was game 4 or game 5, but it was against the Pacers. Shaq got fouled out. He had to sit out. Kobe came in and we seen literally baby mama being born right then and there. He took over that game, did what he had to do, and carried the Lakers. But the point is that he had, in a certain extent, he had less talent, and he was able to still beat teams like the OKC Thunders. He was able to get past teams like the Spurs, the Mavericks, to win those other two championships, and the Nuggets. So, that was that, man. So I just feel like when we break it down, we look at it as an NBA fan. We have no favorites. We don't, we put favoritisms to the side, and we look at them as players and what they was able to accomplish. They're both great players. But when you look at Kobe, man, I feel like he needs to be in the discussion. I'm gonna have a video about LeBron coming up soon, man. So y'all Bron sexuals, y'all getting mad right now, typing, on a keyboard, going crazy right now, bro. Don't even trip. I'm gonna cover your boy in the future video, but right now it's just Kobe's time, all right? Yeah, but when you think about that stuff, man, about the conferences, the people you're seeing every other night, the competition, and to average two less points, two less assists. Come on, man. Now we nitpicking. So I feel like then also you factor in the finals record, man. 5-2. LeBron right now is what 4-8. So, you know, that being said, and I'm not trying to disrespect LeBron at all, man. But I'm just saying, when we look at stuff like that, it's kind of hard to see people like on FS1 talking about Kobe is not even a top 5 player. That's kind of disrespectful, bro. That's really disrespectful because if you've seen his greatness, man, the things he was able to do, the buzzer beaters, the being down and then coming back from crazy deficits, beating teams like the Big Three Boston Celtics, teams that LeBron struggled with. He was able to join a super team and then to overcome them, but he had to join a super team to overcome them. Kobe overcame that Big Three with just him and Paul Gasol, with a few lucky baskets by Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? And people don't look into that deep, and it kind of bugs me in a way because I feel like even if I wasn't a Kobe fan, I just feel like the disrespect is pretty hard right now. And I feel like it's, it happens, bro. It's recency bias. People don't go with what they see at the moment. But it's just crazy. The reason why I'm not bringing up Michael Jordan also, because I'm pretty sure people are going to talk about why he's not bringing up Michael Jordan. The reason I don't bring up Michael Jordan is because I feel like for what I've seen and through all the research I've seen on Michael Jordan, I feel like Michael Jordan is the clear-cut greatest basketball player of all time. 6-0 in the finals, and to do what he did against some of the greats like the Boston Celtics, what he was able to do against them, even though he lost that series, he went against a good ass Boston Celtics team that was filled of legends, and he was able to give them issues, and he was just pretty much like a one man band. He was able to cause havoc and do all that stuff with them. So I feel like it's not even comparable. I feel like it's not even worth bringing up. I think any logical basketball fan is gonna say that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. That's what I'm not even bringing him in the conversation. But I'm saying if people are saying LeBron is number two, or even debatably number one, I feel like Kobe has to be right with him, a little bit ahead or right behind him. It can't be this big jump where LeBron is number two and Kobe's number seven. And that's about it, man. So that will be it for this video. I wanted to make this video, quick cut and straight to it. I didn't want to be too long. This video's already at 12 minutes, but that is long enough. But yeah, man. Hopefully you guys did like this video. This is my first video, so if it's too long and I'm rambling, I'm not having good talking points yet. It's in the works, bro. It's my first video on this channel and my first video filming in this type of style. So be patient with me, man. Just be patient, bro. Just be patient. We don't do our thing, and we don't do our thing eventually. With time, and as I learn how to make these videos more interesting and more, cutthroat. You feel me? But hopefully you guys like this video, man. If you did, like, subscribe, man. I'll see you on the next video.